Welcome to the journey of exploring one of the most mysterious and significant symbols in the Bible, the Euphrates River. This is not merely a river tied to historical and geographical accounts, but also a mystical symbol woven throughout the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation. Recently, the gradual drying of the Euphrates has captured the attention of both scientists and those intrigued by prophecy. This raises a haunting question. Are we witnessing a sign of the foretold end times? The Euphrates, a river that once flowed through the Garden of Eden, served as the boundary between God's holy land and the forces of paganism. But why is this river repeatedly mentioned during the most pivotal moments in the Bible? And what is its significance in the apocalyptic prophecies about angels, plagues, and the Battle of Armageddon? Over the next 15 minutes, we will unravel the symbolic and prophetic meanings of the Euphrates River, from the time of creation to the enigmatic warnings in the book of Revelation. Get ready to step into a world of mysteries and uncover the hidden truths within the sacred pages of the Bible. A journey through the Bible, the Euphrates River and its historical mysteries. From the earliest pages of the Bible, the Euphrates River emerges as a pivotal figure. Not just a geographical feature, but a symbol deeply embedded in theology, history, and prophecy. In Genesis, the Euphrates is mentioned as one of the four rivers flowing out of the Garden of Eden, the place where God created life itself. This firmly establishes the Euphrates as a symbol of origins, sanctity, and the intersection of heaven and earth. Yet the Euphrates is not merely a symbol of life. It also carries a mysterious power through the biblical narrative. Across epochs and generations, the river plays a key role. For Abraham, the Euphrates marked the boundary of the Promised Land, where God made a covenant to bless him and his descendants. For Moses, the river represented the promise of salvation, with Israel's borders stretching to the Euphrates as part of God's divine plan. And for King Solomon, the Euphrates stood as more than a boundary. It was a testament to God's fulfilled covenant. Under Solomon's reign, Israel's territory extended from the Euphrates to the land of the Philistines, realizing God's promise to Moses. However, the Euphrates does not always shine with the aura of sanctity. Prophets like Jeremiah and Isaiah revealed a darker side to the river. For Jeremiah, the Euphrates symbolized judgment, a place where the armies of mighty empires would sweep in, bringing war and destruction. Isaiah portrayed the Euphrates as a gateway for invaders to breach the Holy Land, a sign of infidelity and divine retribution. This dual nature, oscillating between a holy river and a harbinger of doom, deepens the Euphrates' enigmatic presence in religious consciousness. The story of the Euphrates does not end with the Old Testament. It reaches its climax in the book of Revelation, where the river plays a central role in apocalyptic warnings. In Revelation 9, the sixth angel blows the trumpet, and four angels bound at the Euphrates are released. These are not angels of salvation, but harbingers of death, bringing destruction to 1/3 of humanity. Their release is a chilling reminder that the Euphrates, once a symbol of life, has become a doorway to chaos and divine judgment. The Euphrates reappears in Revelation 16, this time as part of the sixth plague. The sixth angel pours out God's wrath upon the river, causing it to dry up entirely. This paves the way for the kings from the east to march toward the final battle, Armageddon. But who are these kings? Where do they come from? And what role do they play in God's ultimate plan? Are they symbols of political, religious, or military forces? These lingering questions add to the intrigue and allure of these prophecies. The Euphrates' journey through the Bible, from the Garden of Eden to the end times battle of Armageddon, serves as a profound reminder of its duality. A river of life and a harbinger of divine judgment, a boundary of sanctity and a pathway to chaos. Its role as a symbol in the Bible continues to evoke both fascination and reverence, challenging us to reflect on its deeper meanings. The drying of the Euphrates, a symbolic and contemporary reality. The drying of the Euphrates is not merely a symbolic image from the Bible. It is a phenomenon unfolding before our eyes today. Scientists have documented this alarming trend, attributing it to climate change, unsustainable water management, and regional conflicts. For those who believe in prophecy, this is more than an environmental crisis. It is a troubling sign. Could the events foretold in the book of Revelation be gradually coming true? If the Euphrates represents a divine boundary separating God's protection from the pagan world, does its drying signify the breakdown of this sacred barrier? Viewed through the lens of prophecy, the Euphrates carries significance far beyond that of a physical river. It is a boundary, a symbol, and a warning. The drying of the Euphrates raises not only ecological concerns but also profound questions about time, space, and the divine intervention in human history. The mysteries surrounding the Euphrates continue to captivate and challenge us, inviting deeper exploration to uncover the true meaning of these prophecies in the modern age. The Euphrates, a legendary symbol in the Bible, is far more than a geographical feature. It has played a pivotal role in apocalyptic prophecies throughout history. From its first mention in Genesis, where it flowed through the Garden of Eden, to its presence in the final chapters of Revelation, the river has carried profound significance, representing life, sanctity, and major historical events. Yet in the context of biblical end times, the Euphrates transforms into a symbol of collapse, chaos, and divine judgment. This shift makes the Euphrates not only a historical marker, but also a key to deciphering the mysteries of the ultimate epoch. In Revelation 9, the haunting image of 4 angels bound at the Euphrates emerges as one of the most vivid symbols. When the 6th angel sounds the trumpet, these entities are released, tasked with bringing death and destruction to 1/3 of humanity. Their mission is not random. It is orchestrated with precision, calculated for the hour, day, month, and year. This accuracy underscores the inevitability of divine plans. But why were these 4 angels bound at the Euphrates? Could this river be more than a geographical boundary, serving instead as a metaphysical divide between divine forces and darkness? Some theories suggest that the Euphrates might be a sealing ground for ancient forces, or even a gateway to another dimension where supernatural entities have been imprisoned, awaiting their destined release. When these beings are unleashed, it seems as though the veil separating the spiritual and physical worlds is torn apart, forcing humanity to confront a terrifying new reality. The Euphrates reappears in Revelation 16, this time in the context of the 6th plague. The 6th angel pours out God's wrath on the river, causing it to dry up completely. This prepares the way for the kings from the east to march toward the final battle, Armageddon. But who are these kings? Where do they come from, and what role do they play in God's ultimate plan? Are they symbols of political, religious, or military forces? Or do they represent something even greater, transcending earthly interpretations? These unanswered questions deepen the intrigue and amplify the mystique of biblical prophecy. The drying of the Euphrates, once a symbol of divine boundaries and life, now symbolizes the opening of a gateway to chaos and judgment. This shift from sanctity to destruction reflects not only theological depth but also the enduring relevance of the river in discussions about the future of humanity and the fulfillment of ancient prophecies. The story of the Euphrates remains both a cautionary tale and an enigma, urging humanity to reflect, prepare, and seek understanding before the final veil is lifted. The Euphrates in Revelation 16, a drying river and the final battle. The Euphrates appears again in Revelation 16, this time as a dried-up river. When the 6th angel pours out the bowl of God's wrath upon it, the Euphrates waters vanish, paving the way for the kings from the east to gather for the final battle, Armageddon. This scene stands out as one of the most symbolically charged moments in the Bible. Where the Euphrates becomes more than a river, it transforms into a boundary between divine protection and chaos. In biblical imagery, water often symbolizes life and blessings. The absence of water signifies the breaking of God's protective barrier, creating a pathway for malevolent forces to advance. But who are the kings from the east? Could they represent modern political or military powers, as some scholars suggest? Or might they symbolize a larger, metaphysical force preparing for the ultimate confrontation between good and evil? What is astonishing is that this prophecy appears to be materializing in reality. The Euphrates, a river that has existed for millennia, is now drying up at an unprecedented rate. Scientists have attributed this to climate change, unsustainable water management, and regional conflicts. For those who believe in biblical prophecy, this is not merely an environmental issue, but a clear sign that the predictions in Revelation are coming to pass. The drying of the Euphrates impacts millions of people living along its banks and stirs profound reflections on its role in God's divine plan. Lingering mysteries of the Euphrates. Despite its long history, the Euphrates continues to hold unresolved mysteries. Who are the four angels bound at the river? Why was the Euphrates chosen as their place of imprisonment? And what does the drying of this ancient river truly signify? Once a symbol of life and covenant, the Euphrates now carries messages of judgment and the apocalypse. Perhaps instead of viewing the Euphrates as merely a harbinger of doom, we should interpret its drying as a divine call to humanity, a call to return to fundamental values, embrace awakening, and create a more sustainable world before the ultimate end unfolds. The 7 plagues of Revelation, a divine warning. The 7 plagues described in the book of Revelation are not just catastrophic events. They are divine messages reminding humanity of its smallness before God's absolute power. Each plague paints a terrifying picture, serving as both a warning and a judgment of how far humanity has strayed from sacred values and responsibilities toward the world. In this sequence of plagues, the Euphrates plays a pivotal role, particularly in the 6th plague, when it dries up to prepare the way for the final battle of Armageddon. The narrative surrounding the river invites us to explore its profound symbolism and contemplate the messages God seeks to convey through these events. Join us in uncovering the deeper meaning and vivid imagery of each plague, revealing the divine truths God intends for humanity to understand. The 7 plagues, a symphony of judgment. The 7 plagues begin with a vivid image of angels tasked with pouring out the 7 bowls of God's wrath upon the world. Each bowl represents a divine pronouncement, an unmistakable sign of God's judgment. The first plague brings painful and terrifying sores that break out on those who bear the mark of the beast and worship its image. This is not just physical agony, but also a revelation of the errors committed by those who chose to align with evil, a reminder that nothing escapes God's justice. Next, the 2nd and 3rd plagues target the destruction of water, the world's most precious resource. The sea turns to blood, killing every living creature within it, while rivers and springs suffer the same fate. The image of blood-red waters, filled with the stench of death and lifeless fish, evokes a sense of horror and helplessness as humanity loses its most vital resources. This serves as a stark warning. Humanity's actions against nature do not come without consequences. The 4th plague grants the sun the power to scorch humanity, transforming light, traditionally a symbol of life, into a source of destruction. The searing heat, like unrelenting flames, forces humanity to confront its vulnerability like never before. Following this, the 5th plague brings an oppressive darkness over the kingdom of the beast. This is no ordinary darkness. It swallows all light, enveloping creation in pain and fear. This scene echoes the 3 days of darkness during the Exodus, but on a grander, more terrifying scale, amplifying a sense of despair for an uncertain future. The drying of the Euphrates, the 6th plague, and the final battle. In the 6th plague, the Euphrates River, symbolizing life and divine boundaries, appears as a completely dried-up river. When the 6th angel pours out the bowl of God's wrath, the Euphrates vanishes, creating a pathway for the kings from the east to march toward the climactic battle of Armageddon. This is not merely a physical phenomenon, but a deeply symbolic act signifying the collapse of all divine protective barriers, allowing malevolent forces to infiltrate. But who are these kings from the east? Are they symbols of modern political or military powers, as some scholars propose? Or do they represent supernatural forces preparing for the ultimate confrontation between good and evil? The answer remains an intriguing mystery. The image of the drying Euphrates evokes unease, emphasizing the gravity of the event. In the Bible, water often symbolizes life and divine blessings. Its disappearance represents the removal of sacred protection, signaling a moment of cosmic vulnerability. The Battle of Armageddon, a confrontation between good and evil, becomes a defining moment, not only an end but the beginning of a new chapter where justice and light prevail. The 7th plague, complete destruction. The 7th and final plague marks the culmination of divine judgment, shaking both nature and humanity to their core. A massive earthquake collapses cities, levels mountains, and sends giant hailstones crashing from the sky, obliterating everything in their path. This image of a shattered world, with nothing left standing, starkly illustrates the complete destruction of all human constructs. It serves as a final reminder that nothing endures without a divine foundation. The 7 plagues are not merely supernatural events. They are a divine call for humanity to reflect on its ways, to return to sacred values, and to reconsider how we treat the world and each other. The narrative of the plagues, especially the role of the Euphrates, highlights the consequences of straying from God's guidance and offers a chance for renewal before the ultimate reckoning. The 7 plagues in the book of Revelation are not merely supernatural events. They are a profound call for humanity to reflect on how we live, worship, and treat one another and the world. They remind us that even amidst widespread destruction, there is always an opportunity to return to faith and core values before it's too late. The image of the drying Euphrates is not only a symbol of the end, but also a doorway to a new beginning for those who hold steadfast to the divine light. Thank you for joining Historical Owl in this journey to uncover the mysteries of the Euphrates River and its extraordinary role in the book of Revelation. The stories of this river are not just lessons in history, but also profound messages for all of us. Yet, this is just a glimpse into the vast trove of divine enigmas we are exploring. Are you wondering what other symbols in the Bible reveal God's plan for humanity's future? Or the deeper meaning behind the plagues of the end times? Don't miss the chance to continue this exploration in our upcoming videos. Hit the subscribe button on Historical Owl now and turn on notifications to be the first to embark on these captivating journeys. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. We are eager to hear your insights. Remember, every story holds a key, and you could be the one to unlock the greatest mysteries of history and theology. Let's discover the wonders that await together. See you in the next video, and may God bless you.